Hi, and welcome to another edition of Hockey Talk. I'm your commissioner, Jonathan Smith, bringing you another edition of Hockey Talk here today. And we're going to talk about the second round of the SCHL playoffs for Season 12. We've got some great matchups in the first round. We're going to start out with the President's Trophy winner Montreal Canadiens for the second year in a row against the defending champion Copus Cup Buffalo Sabres. What can you say about the series? There's two high-powered offensive teams in the Eastern Conference. Montreal is coming off a very easy series against the New Jersey Devils, where they swept through the Devils with ease, outscoring, I believe, 26-9. And there was really no contest in that series for Montreal. Though, from that series, they realized they're going to have to improve on their penalty killing. New Jersey actually had the second best power play in the first round, even though they failed to even win a game. So Montreal is going to need to improve on that if they're going to try to get past Buffalo. Both Montreal and Buffalo are going to need to work on their faceoffs. Both teams actually struggled in the first round in the faceoff department, and it's going to be crucial for the series who can actually get the puck possession. I mean, Montreal, both teams didn't need it in the first round, but they're going to need it in the second round if they're going to have a chance at moving on to the Eastern Conference Final. Like I said earlier, though Montreal's penalty killing was bad, they have the best power play in the league, so Buffalo is going to have to find ways to shut down Montreal's power play, or it's going to be a short series, because if Montreal is scoring at the rate of 11 goals in 4 games on the power play, they're going to get through. In regular season, Montreal won the season series 5-2. One of the games ended up in overtime loss for Montreal, and they outscored Buffalo 32-20. So, with all that being said, I'm going to go with the Montreal Canadiens in 6 games over the Buffalo Sabres. We're going to be another year without a defending champion winning, but this could be Montreal's year. Moving on, we got the Washington Capitals, 2nd seed in the East, versus the New York Rangers, a 3rd seed. I personally didn't think the Rangers would get past the Toronto Maple Leafs in the first round, but they did squeak out in a Game 7 win, 6-3 over the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Rangers are also going to have to improve on the penalty killing if they're going to survive past the Capitals, because the Caps can really put the puck in the net, and they've loaded up to go for it this year. The Capitals are going to have to get more physical. They actually rank 14th in hits in the first round of the 16 teams, while the Rangers were 2nd. So if the Capitals are going to take a non-physical approach, it did work for them in the first round, but the Rangers are going to be a tougher team, and they're going to have to obviously get a little bit more physical if they're going to actually take it quick on the Rangers like they did in the first round. And the Caps are going to have to slow down the Rangers' Alexander Semin, who had 16 points in his first round series and 7 goals. Quite an amazing accomplishment. He had 7 goals in 7 games. Toronto was unable to find an answer for him, so the Capitals will need to. The Capitals won the regular season series 2-1, winning their only game at home, and they split in New York, which will be important for the Rangers having not home ice advantage to make sure they get all their home wins. If the Caps can get a win on the road, it could be a short series, which I think it will be. I'm going to actually go with the Washington Capitals winning this series in 5 games. Moving on to the Western Conference, we got a great matchup between the Dallas Stars and the St. Louis Blues. This could be a bit of rivalry just waiting to happen. The Stars are going to have to improve on their face-offs. That was one thing they struggled against the Flames in the first round, which almost cost them a couple games and almost cost them the series, even though they did get out in 6. They need to get better on the face-off and power play. Their power play was really weak. It's actually worse amongst all the teams left in the playoffs. So, I mean, it just goes to show you that they did barely, and actually they have a good penalty kill because the Flames are actually worse than them on the power play, and the Flames are out, of course. The Blues, they were the least physical team in the first round, ranking 16th out of all the playoff teams in hits. If they're going to get any wins in this series, they're going to have to get a little bit more tough to hang with the Stars, even though the Stars aren't really known as a physical team. I still think they're going to have to get more physical to get through the Dallas Stars, who were the best team in the West in the regular season. And what else can you say? Carter, Kessel, and Pavelski are the Blues' offense. If the Blues have any chance of winning this series, they need those 3, again, to step up, which they did in the first round, and that'll be Dallas' job to shut them down. And if they do, this could be a quick series, even though I don't see it really going that quick. I see the Stars winning it in 6. Moving on, I should say the reason why, but the Blues interesting fact, did win both games in the regular season and outscored the Stars 5-3. So keep an eye on that. It's tricky right there. And the last series is the Columbus Blue Jackets versus the Colorado Avalanche. Both teams I thought would go out of the first round. The Columbus did it a little trickier way, going down 3-1 and battling all the way back against the pesky Coyotes. Congratulations to GM Nick on having a great season and giving the Blue Jackets all they can handle in the first round. Both these teams are very, very physical. They rank 1 and 3 in penalty minutes in the playoffs, and Colorado ranked third, only going through 4-game series. They had 100 penalty minutes, and they ranked third. So you could see that both of these teams are very physical. Columbus ranked 1. But, I mean, hey, if Colorado's going to be that physical and Columbus is going to be that physical, this series could take a toll on both teams. Both teams did very well in the face-offs in the first round and special teams. So whoever wins that battle is obviously going to win this series too. I think it's going to be a big margin. Colorado, though, they give up the least amount of goals so far in the first round. Even though they played the 4 games, they only gave up an average of 2 goals against, where the league, on average, was giving up about 3-4. I mean, there was some bad blowouts like New Jersey, but it shows you how Colorado's defense has stepped up in the playoffs so far. So we'll see if they can continue to do that against the Blue Jackets, who are going to have a little bit more firepower than the Predators did. So we'll see if Columbus can get some goals past Tim Thomas. The series in the regular season was tied 1-1. Colorado actually outscored the Blue Jackets 7-5, and they each won their game at home. So we'll see if Colorado can get a game in Columbus here to start out the series, because that'll obviously go a long way for them. My prediction is this is going to be my only upset pick of the first round. I'm going with the Colorado Avalanche, the 3 seed in 7 games. It's not really an upset, but it is an upset in seeding-wise. So I think Colorado is actually going to get this one in 7. It's my only 7th game. I actually messed that up in the first Hockey Talk, but this is my only 7th game in the second round, and I think Colorado is going to actually win this game 7 to move on to the Western Conference Finals. Basically coming again to you in another week, so maybe I'll have Matt Junta with me by then. He's home, but he has some work issues, so he couldn't be here with us. But hey, maybe next time. But until that time, good night.